Morphin time! Yeah!
Trini and Zack are shopping at Safe Haven for food with Journey, who has grown up quickly and is now a teenager. At this point in her adolescence, she is in a rebellious and misbehaving phase. Because of this, she has many arguments with Zack and says she hates them both. At that moment, Archon and Kever arrive, who invite them to a dinner to celebrate life since they knew that Trini and Zack were at a funeral. At that moment, Kever meets Journey and the two show a mutual interest in each other. When Archon and Kever left, Zack wasn't too sure he wanted to go to the dinner, but Trini was the one who accepted the invitation since she realized Journey was interested in Kever. At that moment, we can see Vox's followers, who were hiding in the shadows keeping an eye on the Omega Rangers. These villains were destroying another planet, but they heard Omega's message, and with that they knew their exact location. The Omega Rangers have Vox imprisoned, and that is why his followers were looking for the Omega Rangers, in order to free their boss. Now, Jason, Andros and Eleven are planning how they are going to look for the Astro Megaship, since Eleven was able to find it with the help of the Zurichs they were holding prisoner and cooperated voluntarily after a short visit from Andros. Part of the mission is to evade an entire army, and Andros intends to do the mission alone, but Jason won't allow it and tells him that Rangers always help each other, because if something goes wrong, then he will have support. At the house, Zack and Trini start an argument with Journey, since now they are going to have to go out in search of the Astro Megaship, and they are going to leave Journey alone, who is very angry because she can never go with them. He obviously explains to her that they can't take her since it's a war zone, plus he tells her to go to the dinner by herself, but not to hang out with Kever since he's a bad influence. This makes Journey very angry, and again she and Zack start arguing. Journey starts to cry and says that one day she will wake up and she will be older than them and will not have been able to do anything with her life. She also wished they had never found her. On the Astro Megaship is the entire Zurich's army, and along with them is the Prime Minister and the Viceroy, who have the mission to dismantle the entire ship, but there is one room that they have not been able to open because of the high level of security. This room contains the biggest secrets of the ship, and the Viceroy says that Dark Spectre sent Darkonda to look for exactly what is inside that room. Just then one of the Zurichs arrives to tell the Viceroy that the Power Rangers have arrived. Outside the ship were Trini and Zack in their Omegazords, and Andros was in his Galaxy Glider trying to invade the ship. At that point, the mission was to disable the shield generator so the Rangers could enter the ship, and Zack was able to complete the mission and remove the shields. Thanks to this, Jason and Yale were able to invade the ship and started fighting with all the Zurichs that were at the entrance. At Safe Haven, Journey and Kever went for a walk for a while, and Journey tells him about the argument he had with Zack and what he said about Kever. Despite this, Kever gives Journey good advice and tells her that for a while he was alone and did everything he wanted, but it's actually good to have several adults who care about you, ask if you ate and who you're going out with. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, Archon and Eleven are preparing food and having a conversation about the different flavors of energy to charge Eleven. At that moment, 11 receives a shock from Vox's followers, who take advantage of the opportunity that the Rangers are out of the planet. Inside the Astro megaship are Yale, Andros and Jason fighting with many Zurichs, and Jason tells Andros that even though he likes the black suit, he should do Morphin since that would be the help they need. Andros tells him that even though he can morph, he won't do it since he promised himself that when he fixes all that trouble that happened on his planet, then he will morph again. Jason respects his decision, but suddenly he realizes that Andros is gone. Now Jason and Yale have to face an army by themselves. Andros had gone to look for Zane, who was dead, and his body was in a box similar to the escape chamber where the Rangers found Journey. Andros opens the box and puts the gauntlet he found in the chest in Safe Haven's vault into his hand, and Zane is revived. In Safe Haven, Vox's followers want to enter that same vault to look for their boss there, but despite threatening Archon by telling him they are going to eat rotisserie chicken, he still won't give them access to the vault since the only one who can open it at that moment is 11, but they disabled him upon arrival. Kever and Journey are in hiding figuring out how they are going to help Archon, but Journey is too scared and Kever tells him they must go out and fight. On the other side, Trini and Zach are surrounded by many members of the Zurich's army. Jason and Yale can no longer continue fighting with so many soldiers, and when they are about to change the plans, someone hits very hard to all the Zurichs. Jason and Yale are very confused and all the Zurichs fall defeated. At that moment, Andros' voice is heard apologizing to Jason for abandoning them, but Andros doesn't come alone, he comes with his friend Zane. In this image we can see that Zane has teeth like a skull, which means that there is something inside him that is different. This is the awakening of the Death Ranger, the beginning of one of the most powerful Rangers in the history of the franchise.